Good morning, everybody. How are you? You may be asking the question, why am I recording early in the morning when I usually record late at night? And if you're not asking the question, well, then now you are. So here's my response. I just posted something on Facebook, which I feel passionately about. It's in my mind, it's in my heart, in my emotion, and I want to share it with you while the emotion is raw and high. Here's what I posted. I've been asked recently, repeatedly, if I've watched the new Netflix show Unorthodox. And this is my response for today. I just heard this morning that there is a gentleman who owns the largest Judaica shop on 13th Avenue in Borough Park, and he offered on his own accord to donate all the groceries from now until Rosh Hashanah, that's a half a year, for any family that lost a spouse during the COVID-19 pandemic. And my friends, tragically, sadly, there were many who lost a spouse and with children, not without children, but sometimes with children with large families. And this individual decided on his own to allow them to go grocery shopping for anything they need from now and for a half a year. So you may be asking the question now, Rabbi, that's nice that you've posted that, but how does that answer your own question? Have you watched Netflix, Unorthodox or not? And it's a good question. And the answer is, it's a rhetorical question, and I specifically didn't answer it with a direct answer because that I'll get to in a minute. What's more remarkable is that from my 3,000 Facebook friends, and I have friends from various backgrounds, various timelines within my life, London, yeshiva years in Brooklyn and various states, my married life, first started off at the Rabbinical College of Morristown, my life last 27 years plus over here in Short Hills and Livingston, surrounding communities. But depending on what I post, that's who responds, either to likes or to comments. And what's remarkable is when I posted this, some people who I've never seen liking, never mind posting a comment, posted a comment. Most of them, not all, but most of them, from a religious Orthodox or modern Orthodox background. That something stood within them, something that was also passionate, why they felt the need to have to respond to my post from this morning. And what does that speak to me? That says that no matter who you are, or where you're from, which country, which religion, or lack thereof, the way you're born, the way you're raised, it's what closest, it's nearest and dearest and most comfortable to you. And you believe that that's the right path. Sometimes you may struggle with it, but for the most part, that's your mamalosh, and that's your speech, that's your food, that's your culture, that's your custom. This is what you're accustomed and close to and close with. But yet when something comes up that is different for us, that we're not used to, and we see people that possibly don't look like us or act differently, who have different customs, we not only judge immediately, we have a disdain or sometimes a distance from it. We can ask questions, and we should, but there becomes this disconnect of what's wrong with these people. And sometimes it takes a show like this to really stir within us the questions, what are the communities really like? What are the pluses? What are the minuses? Not just in their communities, but in anyone's community, in our community, in your community as well. So very few people can truly relate to this and answer this question because it's hard to understand a different side, a different perspective. I believe I'm blessed to be one of the few in this community that have really lived both lifestyles in terms of living one way as a Hasidic Jew, an Orthodox Jew, but at the same time living in suburbia and being a rabbi to a non-Hasidic community. What do I mean by that? You see my hat, my black hat, you see my beard and my pants, you see my tzitzis, well, my suit, well, my white shirt, yes, but you see my suit, it's like a Rabbi Vinny suit, they call it. That's me, anyway. So how do you balance the two? How are you able to see the positives, and how don't you struggle with the negatives within either one? And the answer to the question is the story I'm about to tell you. In our community, there are various people over here who are involved in many organizations, many charitable causes, really great people who dedicate their lives, business people, who dedicate their lives to helping other communities and other humanitarian sources, Israel, it could be United States, whatever it may be. The other day, being that I sent out an email with an initiative asking people to please, let's raise gowns and masks, and all the various people who have come forward, and I thank you again for that. There was one individual who connected me from our community, Mark, who connected me through his business, which he's not Orthodox, but he connected me with a Hasidic Jew, a Satmar Jew, the strictest, like most reclusive, strictest Orthodox Jew you can find, living in Monroe, who has some business with him here. And he says, can the gentleman from Monroe, let's call him Avrohom, reach out to me because he's a businessman, but the Hatzalah, the first aid ambulance squad, is looking for masks, and we have masks. And I said, absolutely. From giving masks to the hospitals, anybody who needs them, who are truly going to use them and not sell them, then 100%. And he came yesterday and he picked up over 1,000 masks for the Hatzalah. And then last night I see on a text thread between Mark, and there's a guy Michael, and then there's a guy Adam, and there's myself, and then there's Abraham. They're all on this text thread, all guys from Short Hills and Livingston, non-Orthodox guys, and myself, with this chassid from Monroe exchanging, how can we buy stethoscopes for the Hatzalah? How can we buy masks? Who needs gowns? I'll make this. Perry called, I'll do that. And I'm saying to myself, I wonder if this is going to make the cut in unorthodox. I wonder if the beautiful act of kindness that was done by the gentleman who owns the Judaica shop is going to make that cut. So here's the answer to the question. Did I watch it or not? The answer is yes, I did. I haven't finished. But what's amazing to me is that being blessed with having the balance of living both in both communities and understanding the struggles of both, the beauty and the virtues of both, the warmth of both, and sometimes the negative that can be within both of these communities. I'm offering to begin a series. I prefer not to do it on Zoom, to do it live in person here at Chabad, where people can come in and we can have historical perspective of Orthodoxy, Hasidism, and then open discussions on any and every topic, because I believe that's what's going to be so informative and beautiful for you to get a little connection to a life that's so near geographically, that may be so distant from us emotionally, but not spiritually. So my friends, I'd like to hear what your feedback is on Unorthodox. If you haven't watched it, I encourage you to do so. But more than anything else, keep focusing and posting on what does connect us, what does bind us together in a beautiful way, more so than a label that shows divisiveness. I look forward to bringing messages of hope, messages of unity, and please God, look forward to the class, as I'm sure you will too. Have a beautiful day, and if you're watching this tonight, have a good night. Cheers.